Hello friends, you are watching Learning Horizon, and in this lecture we are going to discuss about the mathematical tools that we use in physics. Before starting the physics of class +1, we should know some mathematical tools. These are algebra, trigonometry, coordinate geometry, differentiation and integration, which helps us a lot in physics. Out of these, we have studied algebra, that is like quadratic equation, how to solve the pair of linear equations. We have studied trigonometry and we have also studied coordinate geometry in the lower classes. But differentiation and integration are the new one. So let's start the basics of differentiation and integration, which helps us in the class +1 physics. So before starting with the differentiation, we should know some terms, that what is a constant, what is a variable and what is a function. We know that constant are the quantities whose value remains unchanged during the mathematical operations. Like we have 2, like we have pi, like we have exponential e. These remains constant during the mathematical operations. And what are variables? A quantity which can take up different values is called the variable. Like we have x, y, z. These are known as variables. Now what is a function? A y is called the function of variable x. Y is the function of x. So we will write it as y is equals to f of x. When we write the y in terms of x, clear? Like we have an example, that is y is equals to 3x square plus 2x plus 5. This shows that y is the function of x. Now what is differentiation? Differentiation means, or you can say differentiation is a process of finding derivatives. Process of finding derivatives. Now here the term derivatives is again new for you. Derivatives means the change in y with respect to the variable. Like we have variable is x. So what is the change in y with the change in x? And this change should be small. Like if I will increase this x in small amount, then obviously there will be a change in y. So that change is known as derivative. And we denote it with delta y upon delta x. It means change in y with respect to the change in x, or we show it by dy by dx. Clear? Dy by dx. It is the symbol for the derivative, and this process of finding derivatives is known as differentiation. So let's see how we can find the differentiation, or how we can find the derivatives. Always remember that the derivative of a constant term, c, let it be c, the derivative of a constant term always is 0. Like if I want to find the derivative of 5, then it is always 0. This is the first thing. Now second is, if we have derivative of like x raised to power n, then how to find it? First of all, bring the exponent in front, that is n. Clear? Now write the variable as it is and reduce the power by 1. or exponent by 1. If suppose we have x raised to power 2, then what is the derivative of x square? That is 2 into x raised to power 2 minus 1. Clear? If we want to find derivative of x square, then it is 2 into x raised 2 minus 1, and it becomes 2x. Clear? We are finding the derivative with respect to x only. Then it becomes 2x. Clear? Now next point is, if we have the multiple of constant term and variable, like we have c into say x raised to power n, then it is c remains as it is, and we will find the derivative of x raised to power n because c is constant. So constant term remains as it is, and we have to find the derivative of x raised to power n or the variable. Clear? Now let's see an example. Like we have y is equals to 3x square plus 2x plus 5. Now I want to find the derivative of y with respect to x. So dy by dx is equal to, bring 2 in front, that is 3 remains as it is, and 2, and x is 2 minus 1. Clear? Plus 2x, that is 2 remains as it is. The exponent of x is 1. When 1 comes in front, it remains 1 minus 1. Clear? Plus constant, derivative of constant term is 0. So we have 6x plus 2, x raised to power 1 minus 1 is x raised to power 0, and it is 1. So we will write 2 plus 0. Then it becomes 6x plus 2. So derivative of y is 6x plus 2. Clear? So let's see the next example. That is, if we want to find the derivative of x square plus x raised to power minus half. It is a 1. So how will I find dy by dx is equals to derivative of x square, that is 2 into x raised to power 1. Clear? Plus, now what is the derivative of x raised to power minus half? That is, bring the exponent in front, that is minus half into x raised to power minus half minus 1. Minus half minus 1, because we have to reduce the exponent by 1. So it becomes 2x minus half, and by taking the LCM of the exponent we have minus 3 by 2. So this is the derivative. Clear? Now what if we have the product of two functions? That is, suppose y is equals to u into v, and u and v are the functions of x, and we want to find the derivative of y with respect to x, that is dy by dx. Now we want to find the derivative of y with respect to x, and u and v are in product. So what is the formula? That firstly write v as it is, means the second, this is the first function and this is the second function. Clear? Write the second function as it is and find the derivative of first, that is du upon dx, plus write the first function as it is and find the derivative of the second function. Clear? Now we have an example like if we have y is equals to 3x plus 2 into x square. Then one method is to multiply this with this whole bracket, simplify it, then find the derivative. And second is to use the above formula. So dy by dx is equals to, this is our first function, this is our second function. Write the second function as it is, write the x square as it is and find the derivative of second function, that is 3x plus 2. So firstly I will write it as d into 3x plus 2 upon dx plus write the first function as it is and find the derivative of second. So what we get, x square derivative of 3x plus 2 is 3 and derivative of x is 1. Why 1? Because the exponent of x is 1 and when we reduce the exponent of this, it becomes 0. So x square into 3 plus derivative of 2 is 0. Clear? So next is 3x plus 2 as it is and derivative of x square is 2x. Why 2x? Because when we bring the exponent in front and reduce the exponent by 1. So 2x, 2 minus 1 is 1. So on solving we get 3x square plus 6x square plus 4x and it becomes 9x square plus 4x. So this is our required answer, 9x square plus 4x. So this was the case when the two functions are in product. What if we have the two functions in division? Then there is another formula for it. Like we have y is equals to u upon v, where u and v are the functions of x. Now again there are two functions. This is our first function, numerator, and denominator is our second function. So for this we have to use this formula, that is write the second function as it is, that is v, and find the derivative of first, du upon dx, minus write the first function as it is and find the derivative of second, that is dv upon dx, upon square of the second function, that is v square. Let's see this with an example, that is y is equals to 3x plus 2 upon x square. Now in this 3x plus 2 is our first function and x square is our second function. So dy upon dx is equals to, write the second function as it is, that is x square, and find the derivative of first with respect to x, that is 3x plus 2, minus write the first function as it is and find the derivative of second with respect to the variable, that is x, that is dx square upon dx. Now upon square of the denominator, that is square of x square, that is x raised to power 4. Now after finding the derivative of 3x plus 2, we have 3 and we have written x square as it is, minus 3x plus 2 remains as it is and derivative of x square is 2x. Now after little simplification we have 3x square minus 6x square minus 4x, that will be equal to minus 3x square minus 4x upon x raised to power 4. So this is our required answer when we have the two functions in division. Now there are some formulas related to the derivative of trigonometric functions, mainly for sin x and cos x. So always remember that derivative of sin x with respect to x is cos x, and derivative of cos x with respect to x is minus sin x. Here x is theta here. Clear? So what if we have sine 2 theta here? Then we need to find firstly the derivative of sine, that is cos. Theta will remain as it is. Like we have derivative of sine 2x. Then we have derivative of sine is cos. Theta will remain as it is in the first step. Then we have to find the derivative of this theta, because here was simple x and derivative of x with respect to x is 1. So no need to write here. But here we have theta is 2x. And we have to find the derivative of 2x with respect to x, and that is derivative of 2x with respect to x is 2. So we have 2 into cos 2x. Now let's see this with another example. That is y is equals to cos 2x square minus 5x plus 1. Again we have to find the derivative with respect to x, that is dy upon dx is equals to. First is what is the derivative of cos? That is minus sine. Again theta will remain as it is. Now we need to find the derivative of theta. That is d upon dx of 2x square minus 5x plus 1. Clear? Now what is the derivative of 2x square minus 5x plus 1? That is 2x square, derivative of 2x square is 4x minus derivative of 5x is 5 and derivative of 1 is 0. So we have at last 4x minus 5 minus sine this one, and sine of 2x square minus 5x plus 1. Now here is the last example, that is if we have y is equals to 2x plus 3 whole cube, then how to find the derivative of this? For this again we have to just put the exponent in front, that is 3, 2x plus 3, then reduce the exponent by 1, means 3 minus 1 is 2, and then derivative of the bracket, that is d upon dx of 2x plus 3. Then we get 3 2x plus 3 whole square, and derivative of 2x plus 3 is 2. And on simplifying we have 6 into 2x plus 3 whole square. So this is a simplified answer. Now these are the basics of the differentiation. Now we will proceed to the integration part. Integration is just inverse of differentiation. The symbol for integration is this one. And if suppose like I want to find the integration of fx with respect to x, then this is the symbol of integration. This is called integrand. And this whole is known as element of integration. Now, there is a general formula for finding the integration, that is, if we want to find the integration of, suppose, x raised to power n with respect to x. So, we will write it x and x raised to power n dx. This dx shows that we have to find the integration with respect to x. Now, for that, in differentiation, we used to reduce the exponent by 1, but in integration we have to increase the exponent by 1. And in differentiation we used to write the exponent in front as a coefficient, and in this we will write the exponent as the denominator. So let's see what is the formula. It is x raised to power n plus 1 upon n plus 1 plus c. Now what is c here? C is called the constant of integration. Clear? C is called the constant of integration. And we write c only when we do not have limits. If I will write here like 0 to 2. These are called the limits. This is the lower limit. If I will write here 0 and if I will write here 2, that is called the upper limit. If I will write the limits here, then we will not use this constant of integration here. So let's see the integration part with an example. That is, if I want to find the integration of, say, x cube, then we have integration of x cube as x raised to power 3 plus 1, because we have to increase the exponent by 1, and denominator is 3 plus 1 as 4 plus c. This is called the integration. Now, if I will write here limits, so we have, that is, from 0 to 2, find the integration of x cube dx. Then 0 is the lower limit, 2 is the upper limit. Now, till this we have same steps. So, integration of x cube is x raised to power 3 plus 1 upon 4, and limits are from 0 to 2. Now, after doing the integration, we have to write the limits in these bars, that is from 0 to 2, and no need to write this c constant of integration. So on solving, we have x raised to power 4 upon 4, limits from 0 to 2. Now how to simplify the limits? For this we have to use upper limit minus lower limit. So first put the value of this upper limit at the place of x, then minus, then put the lower limit. So we have 2 raised to power 4. If we put at the place of x we use 2, then we have 2 raised to power 4 minus lower limit is 0, then 0 raised to power 4 upon what is the denominator, that we have 4. So 2 raised to power 4 is 16, and 16 upon 4 is 4. So this is our required answer. Now let's see the another formulas. Now what if we have to find the integration of this ax plus b raised to power n with respect to x. Then we have to first increase the exponent by 1, that is ax plus b raised to power n plus 1 upon, then write the n plus 1 in the denominator. Now we have to find the derivative of this and write it in the denominator, that is d upon dx of ax plus b plus c as the constant of integration. This is the whole procedure to find the integration of ax plus b raised to power n. First, increase the exponent by 1, then write this exponent in the denominator, and then find the derivative of the inner bracket. Now, another formula is, if we have to integrate the part cu dx, u is the function of x and c is the constant term, then what we have to use is put c out of the integration part like this, and we have to integrate u with respect to dx, and u is the function of x. Clear? Now again the next formula is, that is integration of sin x dx is, now in differentiation we have the differentiation of sin x as cos x, but here we have minus cos x plus c. C is the constant of integration. It is just opposite to that of differentiation. The next is integration of cos x dx is sin x plus c, but in differentiation we have the differentiation of cos x as minus sin x, but here we have plus sin x. Remember these points properly always. Next one is, if we have integration of 1 upon x dx, then the integration of 1 upon x dx is log ex. Log x is the integration of 1 upon x plus c is the constant of integration. So next is, if we have integration of e raised to power x dx, it will remain the same, e raised to power x plus c. Integration of exponential is same, e raised to power x remains the e raised to power x. Now these were the some formulas that we use in integration. So next we have another example, that is integration of x square minus cos x plus 1 by x dx we need to find. Now first step is to give the integration sign to each of the term, that is integration of x square dx minus integration of cos x dx plus integration of 1 upon x dx. Now integrate each term, that is integration of x square dx is x cube upon 3 minus integration of cos x is sin x plus integration of 1 upon x is log ex. Now we have to use here c as the constant of integration. So when limits are not given, these are called the indefinite integrals because limits are not given. Clear? Now if we are given with the limits, these are called the definite integrals. Clear? If we have no limits, then we called it as indefinite integrals, and if limits are given like from a to b, then we call it as definite integrals. So next example is, if we have, that is integral of e raised to power 5x plus 1 upon 2x minus 5 dx. Now again we have to give the integration sign to each of the term like this. Then we have to integrate e raised to power 5x with respect to x. So integration of e raised to power something is as it is, e raised to power 5x. Now we have to integrate the 5x, this part. So for this we have to, what we have to do is, we have to write the derivative of 5x in the denominator. So total is e raised to power 5x upon dx of 5x plus what is the integration of 1 upon 2x minus 5? As we have discussed earlier, 1 upon x something is log x. Clear? Now we have 2x minus 5. So for this we have firstly log of 2x minus 5 upon derivative of 2x minus 5 plus c as the sign of constant of integration. So on taking the derivative, we have e raised to power 5x upon 5. The derivative of 5x is 5 plus log e 2x minus 5 upon derivative of 2x minus 5 is 2 plus c. Now if we are given with the limits, suppose I have written here 0 to 2, then we will remove the c, and at this step, after this step, we will use the limits. Clear? Upper limit minus lower limit. This was all about the integration. So in the next lecture we will discuss about the first unit of +1, that is units and measurement. I hope you like my videos, so please subscribe, like and share, and also press the bell icon so that you can get the notification of my latest videos. Thank you.